Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you how you combine and insert content from different documents to make one large one, create an automatic reference page with a cover page, and also add references, bibliography, and image captions, and a decimal tab. So quite a bit to do today. Hear the dogs barking, but let's crack on. So here I've got a normal blank document that you would always get with Windows 2007. I'll click on and open up. You can see I've got chapters from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone here, little extracts here that I want to merge into one document. Now, sometimes you would be annoyed if you have to open all these up, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. But there is an easier way to do this. So I'm going to minimize that. We're going to go into the View tab. And in here, I'm going to click on Outline. And in here, I can start with my headers. So, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. So I've got my 3 chapters. So I'm going to press Enter here. And I'm going to, well, you see we don't have many options. So I'm going to Show Document, Insert, Chapter 1. So here we've got all the documents from Chapter 1. Now, the one problem we have with this is that we have a page break here. So if I close this outline view, or if I click on, there we go, if I click on Show Document, here we've got a page break. Now, this could be very annoying, so I'm going to close this view. And you can see the main document, we've got Chapter 1, then next page, the actual work. And there's no way you can actually turn that off. It's the one feature you can deal with. So I'm just going to click on Chapter 1, press Enter, and then just press Delete, and we get rid of the page break there. So very quickly, I'm just going to add in the content for Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. So I'm going to go back onto View, Outline, Show Document, and in Chapter 2 I'm going to press Enter and Insert Content for Chapter 2, and I'm going to do the same for 3. And there you have it. Sorry about the barking dog there. So we do have the contents here. So now I'm going to alter these pages just so I can get rid of these sections here. So I'm going to close the outline view. I see we've got these page breaks here, so I just press Enter, Delete, and just get rid of all these page breaks. It can get annoying, but just doing this is a quite nice way to get rid of it. Now you see automatically we've got page breaks, so it's breaking the page into different sections here. I'm just going to delete that. If you do want to insert more page breaks, so I'm just going to delete this just so you get a sense of what to expect. So there we go. So if I haven't got a page break here and I want to insert one, what you can do, you can go to Insert, Blank Page, or Page Break. So I click on that and voila. Another thing I'm going to do as well, if I go onto Home tab, you can see here that these sections are headers, and then we've got normal here. This is very crucial, especially when you want to create an automatic reference page. Always make sure that you've got headers. These are going to be very handy later on. Another thing I am going to do as well, I'm going to put a page number within this document. So I'm going to Insert, Page Number, and I want it at the bottom of the page on the right hand side. But actually I'm going to do this one because that looks, actually let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got a page like that, page 1 of 1. Well, since this is a book, I like the look of this one, so I'm going to click on this one. We've got it nicely there. And automatically we've got headers and footers. I don't really want that. Actually, do I want a header? No. Don't need a header. We covered that in a previous one. Or I could just put in a nice generic one. Just put in document title. Harry Potter. There we go. So there we go. We got a nice document there. It's coming along quite, beautifully there. Now, I mentioned before, these are very important. We want to create a reference page. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my cursor, I want to put my automated reference page here. So I'm going to go insert, page break. So that's on a brand new page of its own. So in here, I want to put in my references. So I'm just going to click on references. It's a content table. So I'm going to click on this. And we can see here all the different styles I want. I'm going to be quite lazy and just click on the first one. You can edit it and play around with all these different settings, but I'm quite happy with this one for now. So I'm going to click on this. And there you go. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. So if I ever change this and add a new chapter, just going to scroll down. So let's say I go on to a new page. So insert break page, and I do chapter 4. Let's have a look and see if it's added chapter 4 in there. Ooh. Black. Let's see, is that done? Okay, I may need to insert one, so update table. Why are you not doing that? Always embarrassing when this fails me, so I'm just going to highlight that, go to home, get your heading 1. There's the update title table. There you go. So by doing that, you can see it's added chapter 4 in there. So now when the person views your document, they can just see the different pages, and I always feel this adds a nice little section to this. And also when you go into view, can you see... Oop, sorry, I didn't want to go into that. That was a bit of a mistake there. There is a view somewhere where you can open up the side, and it's in review, page layout, grid lines, document map, thumbnails. Unfortunately, no. Can we... Sorry, usually I don't do this, so... No, we can't see it, but sometimes you would see it on the side of your documents. I've forgotten which view to go into. Oop. No, I'm just mucking up here at the moment, so let's just go back to normal view. So, yeah, there we go. Just get rid of all these sections here. So yeah, that's your content page. Sometimes when you open a new document, especially in, I think it's Word 2010, you would have a little side section here, so you can just click. So if you want to jump to chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, you can just click on it on the side here. But I think that's something that's only in 2010 and not in my simple 2007 version. But the way you do this is just the same. So I've got a nice document building up here. So the next thing I want to do is add a nice cover page, and I always feel by doing that you're creating a really lovely document. So we're going to go to insert, and here we go, cover page. And here I can choose from a nice selection of cover pages, all kinds of different ones. But I really like the look of this one, so I'm going to go to that. We can see the title of the document. Okay, we'll do and the stone. And obviously I'm not the author of this. Well, I'll just leave it at that. You can obviously have to put the author and date. You can always update this, add all kinds of sections. You've got the design tool here where you can add different things to it. You've got layouts, so you can add grids and etc. But I'm quite happy with this for now. We've got the table. So as I say, when you print this out, it's going to be a really lovely document. Now, another thing we're going to cover as well is adding referencing. So what I'm going to do, we're going to add a bibliography at the end of this document and also a reference J.K. Rowling's book. Now, when you're creating a bibliography, if you're doing it correctly, it can be a bit of a headache where to put the comma and the dots and the colons and things like that. I always found it a pain in the backside, but luckily Word does it all for you. All you need is the key details from the book. So, if we go to references, oh sorry, is it? Ah, here we go. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the viewpoint to get this. So, insert citation. We also got bibliography. So if I insert citation, I can add a new source. So now I'm seeing the type of source. So we've got book, book selection, articles, report, website. If we look at websites, we can see the page, and when it was accessed, you do need to try and get as much of these details as you can. Art, sound recordings, electronic source, always very useful for malicious. But what we've got is a book. So now I've got to put the author in, and as we all know, J.K. Rowling. And if you've got more than one author, you can click on that and add more authors. But no, she's the main author. We've got the title, which is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The year which was published, so this was originally published in 1997 in London, and the actual publication house was Bloomsbury Publishing. Well, actually, we don't need to put the dot there. So there you go. Bloom Publication. I think that's PLC. I'm not sure what the PLC stands for, but these are all details that you can easily find on the internet, or if you actually have the book with you, all you need to do, got a nice book here, you can hear that. So you look on the front page, somewhere it says all the publication details. So you got like first published in Great Britain in 1997. So got all the details right there. It always says where it's been publicized, when, and which edition. So if you want to add more details, you can go to bibliography fields, so I can click on that and fill all these in if I wanted, but I really don't want to do that. I just want it nice and simple here. So I'm going to go OK. So now that's saved in somewhere, and we can, there we go, J.K. Rowling. So if I can actually move this down. Always very handy when you're referencing a quote or quotation. So I'm trying to see if I can just move us all the way down to the bottom. So we'll just leave that there. So that's all J.K. Rowling. And I'm going to get rid of chapter 4 black. I'm going to put in my bibliography here. So over here we've got bibliography. If I click on this, it gives you an example of all the different ones, but I'm going to go with bibliography. And there you go. That is it. All nicely done. Exactly the right formatting. Italics there. What is it? Philosopher's Stone, etc. Very handy in like the year in brackets. If I had this when I was at college or at university, I would have loved this. This would have been a godsend, because remembering how to do bibliography and put it in the right format was a real headache. If I had this, I would have been laughing. So please, please, please do use this. Another thing we could do as well, if I wanted to, I'm going to scroll to the top. Let's find a nice spot. Got nice spacing here. So I'm actually going to put a nice image Actually, I'll put it underneath content page. So I'm just gonna put a bit of space there, and I'm also gonna put an image in here. So if I go insert picture, and let's look for one from the file, and we want, where is it? No. There we go, Harry Potter. There we go. And here's the book cover. Now I do want this to be in the center, so let's allow me to put this in the center. Positioning. There we go, right dead center. Quite handy. And another thing you could do with this as well, you can always play around with all these nice layouts and everything. I always say just spend a moment. It's always a nice little thing to do, but really not needed for, well actually I am going to add a nice black border around that, so it's quite nice. Another thing we are going to do as well, we're going to put a reference for the images. This is always very handy if you want to say now when you look at figure 1 or image 2 or image 3, people know which image you're talking about. If you do, and it also makes your document look that much more professional. So again, we're going to go into references. There's a reference. And here we go. If I click on the image, we've got insert caption. And here we've got a preview of what it will look like. So here we go. Figure 2, fountain. So if I click on this, it's figure 1, and we want the position to be below selected item. I'm very happy with that, so I'm going to click OK. You can also put numbering it in as well. So you change the number order or figure, 1, 1, etc. But don't want that. I'm quite happy with the way it is now. So I'm going to click OK. And down here we've got figure 1. I'm going to just put in colon. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone book. Oh, actually, I believe this was children. Well, it's children's book cover. I'll just leave it book cover. There we go. So I click away, and there we go. We've got a nice image there. So whenever you're talking about images or referencing images, you can say as you see in figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. And finally, if you ever wanted to quote something as well, let's say I want to quote this section here, I can also add little notes. Or if you want to reference something that you mentioned earlier. These are also known as footnotes or endnotes. And here we've got it here. So insert footnote. So if I've got this document, and let's say I want to say, well, obviously you're going to say what it is or what references it to, but I'm just going to, for now, this is very funny. There we go. So one there, this is very funny. So if it's something, if you say a particular word, or if you're speaking Welsh and you're using a key word or key term and you just want to expand on it without always having to explain, you can always put a little footnote here. So this is very funny. So if there's something like cry, that's a dead end. So you can say what that is, and you've got a little one there so people know, okay, if I want to know more information, oh there we go. There it is. And that's how simple it is. I can click on here, I can edit it, I can add another one? No, it doesn't allow me to add another one. You'd happily have to, oh, that's a caption. Oh, add more footnotes, I don't want to do that. I'll press enter and, okay, now it's not allowing me to do this. If I click over, say I want to do over here, go off my bike. There we go, it does it right there for me, so that's quite handy. So I just go bike. Obviously you would say, like, maybe if you was talking about bike, you can talk about what word, or if it's saying the name of the bike, you can then put a little note there saying bike. And if I hover over there, you can see bike pops up. Or if I hover, where is it, over one here, this is very funny. So that's a very handy thing to do, especially if you don't want to have to explain about something, or you feel the reader isn't going to fully understand exactly what you're on about. You can always put a little footnote down just for further explanation. It's always very handy for the reader. Now finally, just to wrap things up, I'm going to show you how to use decimal places. these can be very, very handy. So let's say I want this section, or actually this section here, I don't want it in the center, I don't want it all the way to the left, but I want it maybe about, I think 2 places over here. If I press tab, it does it only to here, which is very annoying. You could move this section around and it does the same thing, but let's say I want this part to move a few places, like 10 for example. You could do tab, 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 but it's not always good that way. What I'm going to do to really see what I'm talking about, I'm going to highlight this section and put it about, actually I'm putting it about 11. So by clicking on this ruler at the top here, sorry, my tongue decided not to work. If you don't see these, you can always go to view and make sure rulers is turned on. And there you go. So now I've got that. So if I press tab once now, as you see, this moves. And I can always move this maybe to 9. And as you can see, it automatically changes. This can be very handy if you've got loads of sections further down that you just want to alter very quickly. So it can be very handy. And if you want to see how many tabs far away this is, you can always go to Home, click on Show and Hide, and this just shows you, there you go, there's a little arrow to show the tab. If I tab this again, we get another little arrow. So that can be handy in case you just want to double check something. And there you go, that is the basics of editing your document, merging it together to be one thing, and just updating it so it can look professional, funny, with bibliography in just a matter of moments. And this only took, this is just off the top of my head, took me a matter of moments. If you just spent maybe 15-20 minutes with your documents, you can really make them look professional. Hopefully you found this handy, and thank you for watching.